Matthews had gone 3 games without a goal heading into this one. That's his longest drought since November. And Chris, it felt like tonight he was not going to be denied.
I would say the wait for 70 was worth it for Auston Matthews. Of course, didn't score the last couple games of the season to hit that milestone. But, this is one of the bigger goals of his career, I would say, under the circumstances, given all that's at stake, and really just put a cherry on top of what was a dominant performance by the Leafs' top player, their top line. Spent all kind of time in the Bruins' end. Matthews himself had 12 shot attempts. Hits one off the crossbar. The Domi knocks in early in the game. He was good in the face-off dot, which had been something that didn't happen in Game 1. And so I just think it was a real statement type of game from Auston Matthews. And given the fact the Leafs just couldn't go home 0-2, he made sure that didn't happen. And so it was a fitting capper to the night. And a nice play by Domi there too to alley-oop the puck to him and have him go in on that breakaway and beat Linus Ullmark.
Yeah, Sheldon Keefe called that big-time stuff. Keefe stuck with Ilya Samsonov in net, and he was rewarded for that decision.
He was, and man, this guy's battled through a lot this year between going on waivers, having that mental break from the team. Even the way he's played of late, he had a couple tough outings at the end of the regular season. Has 4 pucks go by him in Game 1. He, on this night, he's taken a shot to the side of the head and right before a goal at the end of the first period. I mean, there was a lot of times he bent and maybe could have went the other way, but battled through that. And I think that's what makes him such a popular teammate. You really get the sense that the Leafs rally behind this guy, that they like playing in front of him, and that they respect the fact that he's able to stay in the moment and not get too caught up in all those things, not let his thoughts snowball and make a bad situation become much worse. So, as much as there was a debate which Bruins goalie is going to start, we're not having that debate on the Leafs end of things, and I don't suspect we will for the next few games here.
Yeah, for the record, Jim Montgomery says he's not second-guessing the decision to go to Linus Ullmark. He said Ullmark was great, made some big saves. Still, you got to think we're going to see Jeremy Swayman in Toronto in Game 3. All right, it was a tough loss here a couple days ago in Game 1 for the Maple Leafs. There's a lot of great individual bounce-backs tonight. What do you make of how the group as a whole responded?
I go back to 48 hours ago when the buzzer sounds on that game, and just how calm the Leafs seemed when they addressed reporters. They talked pretty openly and candidly about where the issues were in the game. They didn't hide from it, but it didn't feel like they were rattled by it in any way. And then you see a coaching staff, go through the game tape, not make any real big adjustments for this game. Kept the same lineup, the same lines, the same pairs. Did move Bertuzzi onto the top power play unit. Of course, he does score a goal that comes back on a high stick in that moment. I think that sort of steady as she goes kind of approach was really evident in this game. And then, of course, you go through the night and they do let that go in late in the first period. They have the Bertuzzi one come back. Kelly Yardcroft may or may not have scored. That didn't count. There wasn't conclusive enough video, but they just found a way to keep pushing and finally got the win late in the third. It's the first time all year they've held a lead against the Bruins now in 6 games. It didn't come until late in the third period. I think that really speaks to the resolve they showed and why this is going to be a fantastic series moving on from here.
Max Domi scores a big goal after taking a costly penalty in Game 1. His dad, Ty Domi, once upon a time scored in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. The first father-son duo to score in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. Domi, the younger Domi, says he doesn't remember what it was like to be a kid in the building in Toronto in the playoffs. He'll find out firsthand on Wednesday night, and he says he can't wait.